Now we're going to talk about dividing rational numbers, and dividing rational numbers is no different than multiplying. You keep Mr. Dozy on your mind. A positive and a negative gives you a negative. Two negatives gives you a positive. All right, so we're going to look at a well drilling company. And the well drilling company has decided to drill different days. They've done 4 days, and the first day they drilled 1,574.25 feet down. The second day they drilled 1,289.5 feet down. The third day they drilled down 1,719.75 feet down. And on the last day they drilled negative 1,400.5 feet down. We want to know what the average is. So to find the average, we're going to add all of these numbers together, and we're going to divide by how many numbers there are. So we're going to add all 4 numbers together. If you forgot how to add decimals, we line up the decimals. So we line up the decimals. And we add straight down. Because they're all negative, we're going to get a negative sum. I get a sum of negative 5,984, and then we're going to divide this by 4. Dividing decimals or whole numbers is no different than dividing fractions. Remember Mr. Dozy, if we have a negative and a positive, we're going to get a negative product, and you divide as usual. For the time being, don't worry about the negative sign underneath the radical sign or underneath the division sign. Just divide as you would if they were both positive numbers. And once we divide those numbers, we get a sum of a quotient of negative 1,496 feet on average per day. Here are two try these for you. Negative 60.48 divided by 4.8 and 1.376 divided by 0.8. Go ahead and try those. A reminder when you're dividing by decimals that you need to make your dividend a whole number. So when you're setting it up, 4.8 divided into negative 60.48, you need to make sure you move the decimal over to make this a whole number, also moving this decimal. Hopefully you've had enough time to do some division and you've got a quotient. Because one is negative, one is positive, the quotient will still be negative. 48 goes into 604.8, 12.6 times. Remember to move your decimal again for 0.8 and here, so your decimal is going to actually be behind. Hopefully you've had enough time to divide 8 into 13.76 and you get a quotient of 1.72. You'll notice that both numbers were positive, so your quotient should remain positive as well.